Hello and welcome to my video blog for this week, and again an exciting week for the Green Party. We've launched our manifesto and you guys are really chomping at the bit to see that. I think as far back as February people were asking when the manifesto was going to be released, but we've now launched it. We launched it the same week as everybody else, and I really hope you've enjoyed reading through that manifesto online. And one of the clear commitments in our manifesto is that we want to end the failed austerity experiment. And this is important because today the IMF have said that austerity is working. But it's clear that the promises that the Conservative government made in terms of cutting the deficit haven't been met. And what we've seen is the rich getting richer, and while other parts of society have seen cuts to their public services, have seen many of their public services privatised. And we're now living in a country where there are nearly 1 million people reliant on food banks. This austerity agenda is not working, and it's causing cracks to appear for many people in our society. Some of the most vulnerable, such as disabled people, are not getting the full care that they really deserve. And many of you have been interacting on Facebook and on YouTube, which is fantastic. Thank you for doing that. And one of the questions we've been asked is about our commitment to the Independent Living Fund. And I want to, in our manifesto, we make a clear commitment that for those 18,000 people who have an independent living fund so that they're not forced into residential care, that we will maintain that. But also we have a clear commitment to free social care to those people who need it. And as I said, these cracks have been widening under the Conservative Liberal Democrats government. And it was more obvious than ever to me this week when I was at a debate at Kids Company. Many of you might have heard of the amazing work of Kids Company. Basically, this is a charity set up to protect people who have slipped through the net. We were talking to young people who are most at risk of gang crime, of knife crime, and some of them even having bullets still in their bodies of the troubled lives that they've previously led. It's been Kids Company that's given them the support, that has put their lives back on track by making sure that even doing simple things like making sure that they have a national insurance number or registered with a dentist, such simple things that we should be providing in our society as a community. And I want to see more investment to these kind of organisations, but really a society where we don't need charities to be there to pick up the pieces. This week as well, I was on a tour of the Southwest, so thank you to everybody who came along and people who organised events. It's been really interesting to see the similarities of the campaign throughout the country on issues such as housing, such as austerity, and the NHS being such a major issue, as well as climate change. But also that there have been many differences. In Penzance, I was actually there for the launch of the Cornish Greens Youth Manifesto, and this was young people coming together to show young people in Cornwall why politics is relevant for them, not just as a generation, but also as a result of where they live. For this week, I want to make sure that everybody's registered to vote. So if you haven't done it yet, make sure you do it. Also, everybody who has, make sure that you're communicating this on Facebook, on Twitter. There are about 1 million people who are going to have dropped off this register. And we need to make sure that we have people, that a whole generation, that as many people as possible have a voice in what's going to be one of the most unpredictable elections of a generation. And so get registered. Please encourage as many people to get registered as possible. The deadline's the 20th of April, and I will see you next week.